Hello and welcome to the Watching Star Wars podcast. Once again, continuing the Phantom Menace. I have a question for you guys this week, another question. So, let's say you were put in jail in the Star Wars universe for a heinous crime. And you were in jail for 1 year, okay? And you have the choice of cellmates. It can either be for 1 year, Jar Jar Binks,
Oh my gosh.
or for 1 year, Jabba the Hutt. In the same
Jar
cell.
Jar.
Definitely
What
Jar Jar
bias
Binks.
is this?
She's not
Jar Jar.
slimy.
Alex?
Dude, Jabba is not even close. I mean, he would have he would be like Red from Shawshank Redemption. He could get you whatever you needed. He'd have the hookups, or it'd be like the Goodfellas jail scene where they're having like lobster and like cooking marinara sauce. So Jabba for sure.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know if I could last a year in a jail cell with Jar Jar. I can barely last however long this movie is.
Jar Jar would teach you agility, how to do those cool flips. Not Jar Jar.
Agility.
Yeah. Jabba the Hutt. Did you not see the scenes where he would eat people? He would eat people.
Jabba was pretty agile. Jabba was pretty agile.
Hey, back in the day.
No, he ate those little like worm like frog things that were in the tank next to his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Am I thinking of the monster that chopped someone's
The
head off?
Rancor ate people.
Yeah. No.
What about you, Daniel?
I'll do Jabba the Hutt
Y'all.
because I know I could get protection from him if I played my cards right. And
Exactly.
Alex has a point. Like he's gonna be in charge of the operation in there. So, if I need like Twizzlers or cigarettes or whatever, I can.
But he's covered in snot.
A rock hammer,
Oh well, he would certainly have the bottom bunk, which means I'd be at the top scotch free.
Yeah, but everything he touches. So enjoy those Twizzlers.
Oh, that's a good point. I need to think about it more.
Feel like
You
Jabba
don't need to think about it more.
eventually respect your boundaries,
That's very true. I think
And Jar Jar doesn't understand boundaries.
I'd pick Jabba. Simply for the fact that I think that Jabba would respect like nighttime is time to sleep. I think Jar Jar would have no category for that. He would just be like, it's like 2 a.m. and he's like, "Hey, Yusa!" Like,
I have to pee now.
It's like, exactly.
Yeah, Jar Jar would definitely narrate everything.
Oh yeah, it'd be like Sid the Sloth. What is it that Manny says to him? Like, thank you for the update on your bodily functions or something like that. I said that to Lily all the time.
Yeah, you have kids, so we're used to it.
Yeah, but they came from us, so like we love them. You like having a kid that you didn't love.
The biggest disappointment since my son.
No, my other son. You saw the one he did in The Last Jedi, right?
I've seen all of his, yeah.
When he calls Ryan Johnson his son.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's awesome. Are you guys ready to watch this thing?
Let's do it.
Here, you'll like these pallies. Here.
Thank
The
you.
sound on, baby?
Oh my
What's
goodness.
up?
Storm's coming up, Annie. You better get home quick.
Do you have shelter?
We'll head back to our ship.
Is it far? It's on the outskirts. You'll never reach the outskirts in time. Sandstorms are very, very dangerous. Come on, I'll take you to my place.
Hospitality, concern, those are good things. Friendliness. Qui-Gon doesn't even cover his eyes. He just walks with his hands folded. What a boss.
That's Liam Neeson being like, I don't care anymore.
Mom, I'm home.
Isn't cozy?
These are my friends, Mom.
Hi there.
I'm Qui-Gon Jinn.
I'm building a droid. You want to see?
Your son was kind enough to offer a shelter.
Come on, I'll show you 3PO.
She's like, okay then. I guess these 3 weirdos can stay in my house.
Is that Maz Kanata? That's like the big thing right now. Is that Maz Kanata?
He's wonderful.
I love the prop in that scene. You go back like a second.
You got it, man. You take control.
All right, I'll try. Hold on. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Oh, that'll work. Oh, 10 seconds. There we go. 10 more seconds. Oh shoot, sorry. All right, here we go.
The lacrosse stick right there.
All right, that little
He's
thing.
not finished yet.
So the thing hanging on the wall,
Which one?
the little ball catcher thing. You know that game where the ball would. Yeah, that's definitely what that is.
Wait, could you go back to when R2D2 is coming in the doorway? Because there was this little figurine that looked like, oh, Daniel, now we can't see
Maz
it.
Kanata.
Yeah, was that it?
That's what people were saying.
Did I just discover this?
Her eyes aren't big enough.
It looks a lot like Maz.
Small universe.
True. Anyway,
That's cool, man.
Prop
There's a lot
department.
of weird things going on here.
Isn't he great?
Like hanging
He's
up
not
and stuff.
finished yet. He's wonderful. You really like him? He's a protocol droid to help Mom. Watch.
Okay, so remember Luke Skywalker's reaction to "I am your father"? Here's the question. Would C-3PO have a more dramatic reaction to Darth Vader saying "I am your father"? What would C-3PO's reaction would be if we found that out?
Polite gasp. A polite. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't think he's programmed for that much emotion.
Probably not.
No.
Where is everybody?
Oops.
Hello. I am C-3PO, Human Cyborg Relations. How might I serve you?
It's perfect.
Oh, perfect.
When the storm is over, I'll show you my racer. I'm building a pod racer.
I'm not sure this floor is entirely stable. Oh, hello. I don't believe we have been introduced.
It's such a great 3PO line. I don't think this floor is stable. It's not me. It's the floor.
Human Cyborg Relations. I beg your pardon, but what do you mean, naked? My parts are showing. My goodness. Oh.
This is inappropriate.
This is a kid's movie.
The death toll is catastrophic. We must bow to their wishes. You must contact me.
It's a trick.
Wait, who died?
Send no reply. Send no
trick.
transmissions of any kind.
The trick.
Yeah.
It sounds like bait to establish a connection trace.
What if it is true? And the people are dying?
Either way, we're running out of time.
Don't you think it's weird that they have the Force? Why couldn't they just like telepathically communicate to one another? Why do they need walkie-talkies?
That's a good
Doesn't
point.
work like that though.
Thank you.
I don't know if that's established until The Empire Strikes Back.
And you need like a really special connection, like Rey and
Kylo, Luke and Leia, and Luke and Vader do it.
yeah. And it's not like you can just talk to each other like a
But
cell phone.
Vader feels Obi-Wan's presence.
But he doesn't talk to him though.
But would he though? Like, would he actually talk to him?
I don't think he does though. I think the first person to do it is Luke to Vader, and then later on, Luke and Leia do it.
But even Kylo and Ren, they even like can show up in each other's spaces and take things out of each other. Like, that's pretty darn powerful. Do you think the connection Between the Master and Padawan would have been the same. That's all I'm saying.
I think the connection there was that they were a dyad. I think is what the explanation ended up being. Like, so there's something super powerful about that. This unique. But it's true. The forces of communication would be pretty darn powerful.
Yes, indeed.
Tatooine is sparsely populated. If the trace was correct, I will find them quickly, Master.
Move against the Jedi first. You will then have no difficulty in taking the Queen to Naboo to sign the treaty.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
You have been well trained, my young apprentice. They will be no match for you.
The ball is so awesome.
All slaves have a transmitter placed inside their body somewhere.
I've been working on a scanner to try and locate mine.
Any attempt to escape?
And they blow you up. Boom!
Howard!
I mean, that is just a ridiculous plot tool, right?
No, man. I buy it. Why do you think that?
Because I don't know. It's just so, I don't know, lazy, I guess. I don't know. You guys like that?
I can't believe there's still
Sorry.
slavery in the galaxy. The Republic's anti-slavery.
I do think that this scene actually is interesting because it further sets up. Dude, Jar Jar's eyes look freaky in that where we paused it, but it further sets up how little power the Republic actually has right now, which further sets up Palpatine. I think, like, the need in the audience's mind and in these people's mind for more power to be given to the Chancellor, because the Republic credits was the last thing. Now you have slavery. The Republic can't outlaw this far out.
The Republic doesn't exist out here. We must survive on our own.
Excuse me.
Has anybody ever seen a pod race?
They're pod racing on Malastare. Very fast, very dangerous.
I'm the only human who can do it.
You must have Jedi reflexes if you race pods. Don't do that again.
And he demonstrates the Jedi reflexes.
You're a Jedi Knight, aren't you?
What makes you think that?
I saw your laser sword. Only Jedis carry that kind of weapon.
Perhaps I killed a Jedi and took it from him.
I don't think so. No one can kill a Jedi.
Oh,
I wish that was so.
man.
I had a dream I was a Jedi. I came back here and freed all the slaves. Have you come to free us?
No, I'm afraid not.
Dude, that's good
I
writing.
think you have. Why else would you be here?
I can see there's no fooling you, Anakin. We're on our way to Coruscant, the central system in the Republic, on a very important mission.
How did you end up out here in the Outer Rim?
Our ship was damaged and we're stranded here until we can repair it.
I can help. I can fix anything.
I believe you can. But first, we must acquire the parts we need.
With nothing moolah to trade.
These junk dealers must have a weakness of some kind.
Gambling. Everything here revolves around betting on those awful races.
Pod racing. Greed can be a powerful ally.
I built a racer. It's the fastest ever. There's a big race tomorrow on Boonta Eve. You could enter my pod.
Anakin, Watto won't let you.
Watto doesn't know I've built it. You could make him think it was yours and get him to let me pilot it for you.
I don't want you to race. It's awful. I die every time Watto makes you do it.
But Mom, I love it. The prize money would more than pay for the parts they need.
Anakin.
Your mother's right. Is there anyone friendly to the Republic who can help us?
No.
That was a good scene, you have to admit,
Mom, you
Alex.
say the biggest problem in this universe is nobody helps each other.
Yeah.
I'm sure Qui-Gon doesn't want to put your son in danger. We'll find some other way.
No, there is no other way. I may not like it, but he can help you. He was meant to help you.
Are you sure about this? Trusting our fate to a boy we hardly know? The Queen will not approve.
The Queen doesn't need to know.
Well, I don't
That look back, like.
And the boy tells me you want to sponsor him in the race. How can you do this? Not on Republic credits.
How can you do this?
My ship will be needed.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
Not bad, not bad. Nubian.
The parts I need.
The boy ride. He smashed up on my pod in the last race. To take some
Dude, I still think he needs to shave that neck
It
beard.
wasn't my fault.
It's so bad.
Flash me with this Vince. I actually saved the pod. Mostly.
That you did, huh? The boy's good, no doubts there, huh?
Well, I have acquired a pod in a game of chance. The fastest ever built.
I hope you didn't kill anyone I know for it, huh? So, you supply the pod, the entry fee, I supply the boy, we split the winnings 50-50, I think, huh?
If it's going to be 50-50, I suggest you front the cash for the entry. If we win, you keep all the winnings minus the costs of the parts I need. And if we lose, you keep my ship. Either way, you win.
Deal! Nobana pihota minia, huh?
It's building really well. This is a few good scenes right in a row. It's building this conflict really well, I think.
What if this plan fails, Master? We could be stuck here a very long time.
Dude, what is that flashing thing in the background?
A ship without a power supply isn't going to get us anywhere.
Where they're eating.
There's something about this boy.
Oh, I'll bring it back.
Oh.
This thing, bottom left-hand corner.
What if this plan fails, Master? We could be stuck here a very long time.
It's just so intricate.
Well, it's too dangerous.
So many details.
Yeah, I know.
A ship without a power supply isn't going to get us anywhere. And there's something about this boy. You should be very proud of your son. He gives without any thought of reward.
Well, he knows nothing of greed. He has
special powers.
Yes.
He can see things before they happen. That's why he appears to have such quick reflexes. It's a Jedi trait.
He deserves better than a slave's life.
Had he been born in the Republic, we would have identified him early. The Force is unusually strong with him. That much is clear. Who was his father?
There was no father. I carried him, I gave birth, I raised him. I can't explain what happened. Can you help him?
I don't know. I didn't actually come here to free slaves.
Dude, that was so well done. We've had several really good scenes in a row, Alex. Even you have to be entertained.
Astro droid. How do you get so lucky? That isn't the half. I I'm in the boon trace tomorrow. What? With this?
And it's all gonna crash and burn with all these kids.
You've been working on that thing for years. It's never gonna run.
I mean, the Messiah theme is pretty, or imagery is pretty heavy-handed with the whole virgin birth thing, But
well, they end up bringing it back around later with Palpatine, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
Let's go and play ball. Keep racing, Annie. You're gonna be Bug Squad.
You're gonna be Bug Squad.
That is rough.
Keep away from those energy binders. If your hand gets caught in the beam, it's gonna go numb for hours.
My current is savage. My current rabbit.
You would rather be in jail with that than Jabba the Hutt? There's no way.
I'm stubborn. You know, I find that Jar Jar creature to be a little odd.
You don't even know if this thing's gonna run. It will.
I think it's time we found out. Here, use this power charge.
Yes, sir.
Come on, kids. Let's move away.
My marriage.
Dude, and Anakin just doesn't even see Jar Jar, stuck.
Doesn't care.
You're quite right. He's very odd indeed.
I was gonna say, you're not gonna make fun of that. There's no way.
The line delivery?
Let me clean this cut.
There's so many. Do they all have a system of planets?
Most of them.
Has anyone been to them all?
Not likely.
I want to be the first one to see them all. Ow!
There we are. Good as new.
Annie, I'm not gonna tell you again.
What are you doing?
Checking your blood for infections. Go on. You have a big day tomorrow.
Just lie. Just lies.
Obi-Wan.
Dude, he's a rule breaker,
I need
man.
an analysis of this blood sample I'm sending you.
Wait a minute.
I need a midichlorian count.
The reading is off the chart. Over 20,000.
Even Master Yoda doesn't have a midichlorian count that high.
No Jedi has.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
So are you guys Metachlorian fans or no?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so explain to me. I know this is super controversial. So explain to me why you don't like. Oh wait. I guess I'd love to hear from everyone if you like midichlorians or not. First,
all right, yeah,
just to see where everyone's at.
I honestly have never. I don't know what that is.
You want to explain it, Alex?
So or maybe you should explain it. I won't do it. I won't do it in any positive way. It's like different. It's like different level Jedi.
No, it's not.
Oh,
no, it's not.
Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It's the level of Force in this one.
No,
like
it's
in their blood.
No. It's in their blood. So it's a microscopic organism that live in people's blood. That's part of the living force, and the living force is able to tap into the cosmic force. The more life, it's hard to. I don't understand it 100%, but from my understanding, the more life there is, the more ability there is for it to tap into the cosmic force. So if there's a higher concentration of living microscopic organisms in a person's blood, they have more of an ability to tap into the Force because they have that higher count of living things in their blood. So if you have a higher amount of metachlorians, then you are more naturally able to be in tune with the Force. So it doesn't mean that you're a more powerful Jedi or a less powerful Jedi. It just means that you're biologically more susceptible to being connected to the Force, if that makes sense. That's my understanding of it anyway.
It makes sense.
How do you get them?
You're born with them.
Yeah, you're born with them.
It's like by chance. It's like, whoops, sorry. It's not like
You're the chosen.
So, like,
The Force chooses you.
I think biology has a lot to do with it. I like it. So I think it does a couple things. One, it shows the Jedi to be the Jedi have just become so scientific about it almost. Like they're not. They've taken their religion to where they're trying to explain every part of it. Like there's no mystical. It removes the mystical sense of it, and in that sense, I think it paints the Jedi in a light where they've tried to master the Force instead of being servants of the Force. So I don't necessarily think it's meant to be a positive thing, but I do think it does a great job of helping to explain why there are some people who seem to be able to use the Force and some people who can't. Why do you not like it, Alex?
Well, if we're saying that it is accurate, like is metachlorians, and they do correlate with one's ability to be able to tap into the Force, then we've taken the mystical and the mysterious and smoky, unknown coolness about the Force and the way that it is utilized, and we've reduced it to a number. So this Jedi is 20,000, and this Jedi is 15,000, and this Jedi or Sith is this number. And it's just like, some things don't need to be explained, you know?
Yeah.
They're just better not explained. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's just forgetting what made the Force in Star Wars so cool by reducing it to this lab.
But Yoda is more powerful than Anakin, right?
Sure, yeah.
But Anakin has a higher metachlorian count than Yoda.
Right.
So it doesn't equal someone's strength in the Force. It equals their ability to be in tune with the Force.
Right, yeah. Yeah. It's still like kind of annoying, but
you don't like that it almost bridges on like the realm of sci-fi versus fantasy, you think? Like making it more scientific? It's just too concrete?
Well, it's just like, it's like if someone tried to explain like love with a number. It's like, that's not the way you explain things like that.
I get that, man. I can respect that.
Like, my love is for Carly is 20,000.
Over 20,000.
It's an Avenger reference, isn't it?
And hopefully next year it'll be 35,000, or whatever. Like, it's just like, why? Why do we need that? We're trying to demonstrate that that he has a lot of potential, but there's probably other ways to demonstrate that, Like, it's just like, the biggest criticism of all the prequels that I think can be said is not so much what's wrong with them, but the missed potential and the just why did we do it this way sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, like, what it's making me do is wonder, like, where does this kid come from? You know, like, it's serving as some sort of, like, plot device because, like, without making it super obvious that he's got, like, major powers, it's telling you he's, like, his potential is, like, crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then they are showing that he's got amazing powers. Like, he can build anything. Like, he's the only human that can pod race. Like, there's all these things.
Yeah, but it's kind of giving you this, like, intrigue of, like, whoa, he's super powerful. Like, what's he capable of? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does take it to the next level. Like you don't necessarily know how powerful until he says, like, man, that's higher than Master Yoda. That's higher than any Jedi on record. I think that does serve to, make him special. But then Qui-Gon will later say it's possible he was conceived of midichlorians. Like, the only conceivable way of him being this powerful is if somehow the Force conceived him.
So would his mother be like a descendant of someone in the Force then?
Well,
and it was like within her body, those midichlorians activated to create him. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, so Palpatine does have a scene in the third one where he strongly hints that he created Anakin. And he'll even call Anakin my son.
How?
Through the Force.
Like Bluetooth technology? Like,
so he'll... So,
create
life, exactly. To create life. Dude, that scene, man.
That's the scene where he does like 17 evil guy head turns, and Anakin still doesn't pick up on it.
Oh no, I think that it is strongly implied in Episode 3 that Palpatine created Anakin.
So odd. All right. I'll live with the mystery.
I do think, so like to Alex's point, I do think that to a certain degree it is supposed to hit us that way. So that we're supposed to say, like, throughout this movie we're confronted with Jedi who are not what we expected based upon the originals. Like, and that's a theme of all the prequels. Like, they're blinded. How did I see Palpatine rising to power right there? How are they such a tool of him? How are they being manipulated so easily? Like, things like that. How are they not aware of what the Force is doing so that they're willing to let Anakin be trained? Like, all these different things. And reducing the Force to a scientific number, I think, is part of that. It's supposed to hit us that way, I think. It is supposed to explain a little bit more of the lore, but it is supposed to hit us as like, really? So I do think you're right, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't know that you need to explain it.
Wow, we had a pretty bad reverb there. What was that?
I just don't think that you have to explain it. Like, I think part of the coolness of the first three was like how mysterious it was, and I didn't need to I don't need to take apart my computer. Like, some people like to take apart their computer and like see how the parts work together. Some people just like to be able to turn it on and do cool stuff with
it. What more can you say? There you go. I love it, man.
Dude, one semester of Brad Goggler, and that's all you got out of it, huh?
Dude, I remember the day that Josh came back to the dorm, and he was so mad that he failed the test. And I was like, bro, I thought you were good at computers.
Yeah, he made us do a test about ambiguous settings that don't even exist in Microsoft Word anymore.
Dude,
just as a way to keep people in
that
his
test,
class.
They had, hey, good night, baby. I love you. Do you want to say hi to everyone? We're watching Star Wars together.
Hello!
Do you remember
Hi,
Alex
Lily.
and Daniel and Carly and Sarah?
No.
Just say yes. Just say, look at them and
I
say
haven't seen her
yes.
in forever.
Yeah.
Just say yes.
Say goodnight to them.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, man. So it was like step 20 or something like that was to copy a file. And step 21 was to delete the original file. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to cut and paste instead of copy and paste. And then there was a copying error. And both sets of files became corrupted. And I had to start from the beginning with like 5 minutes left. And so I failed it. And I explained it to Brad Gogler, and he goes, oh, you should have gone by the instructions. And then I was in his class. It was one of the biggest wastes of time. I mean, I understand. Yeah, we were in us and Peter Amos.
That's right.
Peter Amos.
I actually did a computer class in high school. It was Word, Excel, and Access, and it was like eons at more advanced than that class, which was crazy to me.
Dude, the only thing that I remember about that
class than this class. It was crazy.
The only thing I remember about that class is that you should always leave a note on your thumb drives.
There you go.
With a return to like an address or something on it if you lose your thumb drives. But I've just never had a thumb drive be that important to me that I have needed to put a note on it.
I don't even use thumb drives, man.
Yeah. Valid point.
Anyway. Dude, Darth Maul, man. He is the coolest.
Is he tracking them?
Yeah, man.
Like were they sort of like a tracking beacon or something?
I think it was the transmission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dude, I had, when I was a kid, I'll never forget this Christmas present. I got a Christmas present that was one of those probe droids. It was on like a stick, and it would shoot these little like Nerf pellets at you, and you could like block them with a lightsaber. You know, it was like one of the coolest things ever. I love that toy.
Did you ever block one?
Probably not. Just shoot me.
You're an awful Jedi. Your midichlorian count wasn't high enough. You needed a 7,000 midichlorian count to block your pillars.
It didn't have like an age. It didn't say like ages 7 and up. It said like midichlorian count 7,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see your spaceship the moment the race is over.
Patience, my blue friend. You'll have your winnings before the sun's set.
That's
You'll be far away
racist.
from here.
My blue friend.
Not if your ship belongs to me, I think, huh? I warn you, no funny business.
You don't think Anakin can win?
Don't get me wrong, though. I have great faith in the boy. Is a credit to your race. But Sebulba there is going to win, I think.
Oh no!
Why do you think that?
He always wins. I'm betting heavily on Sebulba.
I'll take that bet.
What?
I'll wager my new racing pod against, say, the boy and his mother.
No pod is worth 2 slaves, not by a long shot.
The boy, then.
Well,
Dude, he's playing him so well.
We'll let the fate decide, huh? I just happen to have a chance cube here. Blue, it's the boy. Red.
So he knows that Jedis can control things. Why would he ever roll this dice?
Greed can be a powerful ally, my friend. Dude, he he can't be manipulated by the Force, but he can be manipulated with greed. Is what Qui-Gon found out. So look at Jar Jar. He's super into this too.
He's like, oh.
It's the boy, Red, his mother.
You won this small toss, Outlander, but you won't win the race, so it makes a little difference.
Bună pakisa. Tolpa da banki mabuti chanaga, o wana miti chopota.
What do you mean by that?
I'll tell you later. Good morning.
Dude, and he's such a gentleman too. Helps me off the animal.
I can assure you they will never get me onto one of those dreadful starships.
This is so wizard, and I'm sure you'll do it this time.
Do what?
Finish the race, of course.
You've never won a race?
Well, not exactly.
Not even finished?
Kitster's right, I will this time.
Of course you will.
Dude, Padme is a sassy teenage girl.
She is, dude. A sassy teenage 24-year-old.
Dude, John Williams, man, so good.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
That's absolutely right. And a big turnout here from all corners of the Outer Rim territories.
You don't like those guys?
I see the contestants are making their way out onto the starting grid. I see red quadrant arrows from the twin system.
Did you have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, the video game?
That sounds really familiar.
It was like what were all those racing games? I don't know. You can't remember any of them now. But yeah, it was you. But you had a pod racer. You picked a character. You got to like improve his pod and like give him better engines and stuff like that. As you won different races and got money and stuff. That was a great game.
Yeah, I think we did have that. That is sound really fun. I mean, Daniel detected or something. Connection on video went down.
And in the front row, near side pole position, Mahoney.
They added so much to this
Clegg Holfast meets Voltec KT9 Ross. And back again, it's the mighty Doug Vogt with that incredible racing machine, the Voltarine 327. And hoping for a big win today, Odie Mandel with his record-setting pit drawn team. And a late entry, young Anakin Skywalker, a local boy. I see the flags are moving out onto the track.
This is really cool. You have to admit, this is really followed by that.
Be safe.
I will not. I promise.
Moms, dude, am I right?
Dude, I remember my mom just like feeling so bad for Shmi. Like every one of those scenes, she would just be like tearing up, just like, you know, like Anakin's leaving and like, be safe, my son. I hate it when you go in those awful races. I was always just like,
dude, you were her Anakin, man. Where's Daniel at?
Dude,
hey, buddy.
You want a dirt bag?
Dude, he's the alien version of Lieutenant Dan, just anatomically speaking.
You
all set, Annie?
Yep.
Right.
I heard he revels in child murdering.
Dude,
remember,
it's pretty
concentrate
extreme,
on the
man.
Feel, don't think. Use your instincts.
I will.
May the Force be with you.
Let's call back to Luke on the Death Star trench.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, man. Good call.
Okay.
You're exactly right.
I see things. There he is, buddy. Jail cell, buddy.
He didn't even fit in his damn time.
Dude, look at his wife. See, like, that's the thing. We didn't even know Jabba had a wife.
Hey, that's not his wife.
Dude,
That's
I
his
don't
son,
think that's his
man.
wife.
That's his son. It's Gardula the Hutt. It is.
So he has
it's
a wife,
Gardula.
then.
Josh,
Oh.
your nerdiness never ceases to impress me, man.
But he still has a wife that probably looks like
Hutts don't need spouses to reproduce.
him. They're
just kidding.
asexual.
I'm just
They're not
kidding.
asexual. What's the term?
No, yeah, that is what it's called. I'm joking though. I guess he does have a wife, man.
I just see them like at night, like rolling into a massive shell. They're just like big snails. They just like slurp back into their shells at night.
Dude, so actually the Clone Wars series does go into the 5 Hutt families and stuff, and the gangsters and how they like run different parts of the galaxy and stuff like that, and like
There's
they kind of
5 Hutt families.
There's 5 Hutt families, yeah, and they kind of rule the underground crime world in the galaxy. And
crazy,
it's really
man.
interesting. There's several episodes that go into that.
The Godfather all over again.
It is like The Godfather, yeah.
They can't live up to it though, man.
Dude,
Not
but
much
they're giant slugs though. So
Hey, you know what the Godfather doesn't have? Pod racing.
now
A very
this is
astute
pod
point.
racing.
Hey, looks like they're clearing the grid.
Those flags are so cool.
Is he nervous?
He's fine.
You Jedi are far too reckless. The Queen is not.
Queen trusts my judgment, young handmaiden. You should too.
You assume too much.
Start your engine.
Dude, he's just calling her out, man. He's just like, go ahead, tell me. I already know.
Gonna be messy. We know watching.
Wait, little Skywalker has stalled.
Chuba.
Narrows is having engine trouble also.
Use that guy's face.
Come on, Eddie!
He's like, oh.
There goes Skywalker. Go, Andy, go! He will be hard-pressed to catch up with the leaders.
She becomes a main character in the Clone Wars series also.
Dude, that's the last night.
Looks like a few Tusken Raiders are camped out on the Canyon Dune turn. Ooh, there goes Quadranero's power coupling.
What a jerk, he just tosses the frog thing off. He's like, yeah, man.
Look, here he comes.
It looks like Skywalker's moving up the field.
He has to complete 2 more circuits. Yeah.
Words that accurately describe
Skywalker's spinning out of control. from That's Gotta Hurt.
That's a good one.
Here he comes!
At the start of the third and final lap, Sebulba's in the lead, followed closely by Skywalker. Skywalker's been forced onto the service ramp. It's Skywalker! Amazing! A quick control thrust, and he's back on course. Did he crash it? Skywalker's in trouble. Sebulba takes the lead.
There's so many great moments. It's just really well done.
Yeah, I've been on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, it's just really building the tension well.
And the sound effects is unbelievable.
The visuals are great. It's yeah.
Like, I'm watching it through the speakers in the living room, and it's like left to right. I mean, it's just it's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really.
Anyways,
He's catching Sebulba.
Inga boonga!
Careful, Annie! Careful, Annie!
That little human being is out of his mind.
Boonga da boonga!
They're side by side.
Bangu bangu!
Frodo!
I can't believe it.
The crowds are going nuts.
Mom, I did it!
So what is Alex's take on the pod race?
It's cool. Some effects are fun.
What's that?
Some effects are cool.
Dude, did you fall asleep like Java?
I was gonna say that Java and I would resonate together.
No, come on.
I didn't fall asleep. But, no, it's cool. I mean, it was fun. It was good.
Wow. I wish
Factor.
I wish we could like have a Zoom the team that probably spent 10 months just on that sequence. And
What
you're
do you
like,
think?
yeah, it was cool. It's fine.
I mean,
Good. It was all right.
It was fun. Enjoyed it.
Dude,
Okay.
it's so tense, man. It's so tense.
They'd be like that meme of that guy, the rugby fan, that displeased rugby fan.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hands on his shoulders.
Uh-huh.
They'd be like
hands on his hips.
Yeah, hips, not shoulders.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
His hand on his shoulder.
No, man. Not a lot of criticism.
So
it's epic, man. It's the whole Star Wars saga. It is probably like in the top 5 best chunk of scenes, man.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I wouldn't go that far, but I will say that in this movie, there have been maybe 2 or 3 scenes that I've like actually felt emotion, and that was one of them.
No, you felt emotion in many of the scenes,
Yeah.
but I know what you mean.
Yes, a good emotion, or an enjoyable emotion. An emotion that wasn't anger or frustration or annoyance.
So, you have to admit though, as the movie progresses, it's definitely getting better. Like tonight's segment has been the best that we've seen so far, I think.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, the betting is just kind of a roundabout way to get. I don't know, dude. The whole thing, the whole like script, just feels very rushed and not. I don't know. It's not like certain points. It's mostly just missed opportunities. It's like.
So give me an example, man.
Like the slave thing. George Lucas goes, "Oh crap! Like, why? What's stopping them from just running off in the night with Anakin and Shmi? Oh, we should probably like invent some sort of like bomb that they put in them."
So what would you do? What's your answer to that?
I don't know. I think we'd have to kind of write it differently. Like,
my answer is different.
It is different. I mean, you want me to produce another script for you right now? Like,
see, Alex, this is why I understand what you're saying, because it's the same thing that a lot of Game of Thrones fans said at the end, which it's like when you ask them, well, in which way would it have ended better? Like, who would have been on the throne where would have made more sense? And they're like, well, it could have been written better. And like, I get that, but it does show that it's pretty hard to do it some other way. Like, they probably scrapped a million ideas just getting through that.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is that if you needed an origin story for Darth Vader, which I think is the question that you have to ask, I think that it could have been done better than these movies. A lot better.
I get that, man. I'm not saying they're perfect by any means.
But I will say that there are scenes that I'm like, oh, that's not bad. Like, I like the Qui-Gon scene where he talks about Jedi's dying and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
the
that was a
problem is
powerful
that
scene.
The kid dialogue is just like, it just waters everything down, you know?
Yeah.
like Anakin has way too many lines that he's unable to deliver. A lot of his writing is just like kids don't say yippee. Like George Lucas doesn't know how to write kid dialogue.
Yippee!
Like my kids never say yippee.
He was like watching Pinocchio that weekend.
He's like, well, that's what they all say.
He went to Disney with his kids. He's like, oh, I like that, Mickey. I like that a lot.
Yippee!
Time to rip off Mickey Mouse. It's like I'm convinced that he's never been around kids.
Dude,
and he's
you know who said that? Just like that? Did you ever watch the Swiss Family Robinson?
Yeah.
The youngest son says that multiple times in the same way. I wonder if that's what influenced him to write it that way.
That's where he got it from.
That's the only time I've seen a kid say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I guess where it doesn't connect is the first three movies were super relatable, but also completely otherworldly. And these movies don't relate as much. Like, I don't know what it feels like to be in a pod race or these sorts of things. So it's hard to like. They just don't connect with the audience as much as the original trilogy do.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think almost everyone would agree with that.
Like, why did Anakin need to be a kid? Why couldn't he have been like 18? Why couldn't he have been Luke's age?
I don't think
to establish that he's special.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they found him when he was young. There's just
the
like
whole Anakin Padme thing is like kind of weird, right?
Yes, that's definitely weird.
So she's 14 and he's 9.
She's 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's like supposed to be a queen and like all this other stuff, so she seemed like she's older.
How old was she in this movie?
18.
Yeah, he's like Ron Swanson. Like, he ended up with his babysitter.
Yeah.
Does that happen? That happens to Dwight. I didn't know that happened to Ron Swanson.
Well, no, it happens to Ron Swanson too. Tammy was his babysitter.
Tammy won. And she's like 20 years older than him.
Dude, that's so awesome.
It's so funny.
Dude, the best episode of The Office though, Sabrina hates it, so I never get to watch it. Is Dinner Party.
Oh, why does she hate it?
So she's not a huge fan of awkward humor. Like, she'll take it a little bit, but then when it's like one after another, like the cringe factor just gets to her, and like that whole episode is just nothing but awkward cringe humor. Yeah, so she doesn't like it. But dude, when Dwight comes in with his babysitter, it's so funny.
Wait, okay. So if she can't watch that, I'm assuming she also can't watch Scott's Tots then.
No, she thinks that's very funny. She thinks Scott's Tots is funny.
How could she watch? That makes no sense. Scott's Tots is the definitive cringeworthy like.
They both are
the hardest one to watch.
Those are like my two
Dinner
favorite
Party
ones.
is not that cringeworthy. It's funny. It's just funny.
Dude, Scott's Tots is so funny, dude.
Scott's Tots is amazing.
Agreed.
Oh,
everybody feels sick to their stomach when like.
Hey, Mr. Scott, what you gotta do? What you gotta do to make our dreams come true?
And the part where and become the next Barack Obama, and Michael's like, There's so many times I wanted to quit, join the drug game. It was your promise, Mr. Scott. Get me in it.
The best I can do is a Dell laptop.
And then he's like, I can't pay for your tuition, but there are a lot of colleges now offering online tuition, which is actually a very affordable and good way to get a degree. And that is impossible to access without your own personal laptops, which renders without your own battery, and I have one for each of you. Dude, the masterful way. He walks them all the way out. Because they're like, oh, at least we're getting online education. I mean, this all wasn't for nothing. Oh, well, I mean, I guess I'm getting a laptop today. That's kind of cool. Oh, I'm getting a battery.
Dude, Michael
It's a great
Scott.
episode.
Oh, it's good. I remember the first time I ever saw it. I laughed so hard.
I don't understand how Sabrina can't watch Dinner Party, but she can watch Scott's Tots.
Have you ever seen the deleted scenes from Dinner Party?
Yeah. Deleted scenes? No, I've seen the outtakes.
So they've been posting deleted scenes from The Office on YouTube, and like for one episode at a time. And they came up with the Dinner Party deleted scenes, and they are out of this world hilarious.
That's not what I've seen. I've seen the outtakes too.
Oh yeah, the outtakes are funny.
The outtakes are really good, dude. Every time John Krasinski loses it, it's so funny, man.
Yeah,
he's like the Jimmy Fallon of the cast. Like, just cannot keep it together.
One of my favorite deleted scenes. So there's a lot of great deleted scenes. You got to look at these up. But one of my favorite deleted scenes is when Jim and Pam are having their baby, and they're waiting to go to the hospital because of insurance, and they cut to this scene with Creed, and Creed is just like super nervous. He's like typing things on the computer and like making phone calls and stuff like that. And they cut to an interview with him, and he's like, if there's one thing I've learned about the circle of life, it's that whenever somebody is born into this world, another person dies, and I've lived quite a long time.
Dude, I had mixed feelings about Creed getting someone fired to keep his job.
Oh,
like when
early
there was
on?
that mistake in the warehouse or whatever. That was.
I love how Dwight hires Devin back.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the show. It's so funny. I always liked Devin. Dude, that part was cringy too, though.
Oh yeah.
When Michael kept firing and rehiring guys in that episode, that was good.
So once we finish watching Star Wars, we'll have to do another show called Watching The Office.
That one will last for the rest of our lives.
It will, gentlemen.
It's a lot to work through.
I haven't watched it for a long time. It's been almost a year.
Well, guys, any other thoughts about Star Wars before we call it a night?
No.
Okay. Well, that's everything. Like and subscribe the video. All 3 people who are watching this, please. And tell your friends. Actually, our first video has like 25 views or something like that now. So we're moving on up in the world. We're getting noticed.
Hey. Any comments or anything?
Nah,
it's just Sabrina checking to see what she missed. Getting interrupted by Lily 25 times.
I actually have it on play like all day long. So just to get the views up. Every time I hit refresh, it goes up another view. Every time.
Yeah, every time.
Great. Well, like, subscribe. Please, be our first commenter. Be our first commenter, and we'll mention you. That'd be great. Anyway, good night.